TP in the place to be, man. Go ahead and hit the like button, man. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, man. We're on the road to 1K subs. Today we got Young Thug. His attorney is pretty much kind of giving us a little bit of update. You know, and he's pretty much interviewed him. So we're finna go ahead and get into it, man. If it's your first time watching my channel, man, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. You know, as we chug to 1K, you know, we just gonna keep on chugging. And I think I've been doing pretty good lately, just getting subscribers, you know, here and there for my videos. So, you know, if you're just joining in or, you know, you've already been here, man, I appreciate everybody who subscribed, man. Let's go ahead and get into it.
We are sitting down today with Brian Steele. Thank you so much for making time for us today. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You know, let's start off with the national conversation that's happening right now about rap lyrics, whether they should be allowed in courtrooms during cases and whether they should not be. We know New York is having this discussion. Fulton County is having this discussion. You know, LA, so many courtrooms nationwide. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't believe that unless the lyric has a direct relation to the supposed crime on trial, and there's evidence to support that, the fact that somebody has created words that are in a song or in a book or in a movie, they should not be judged by their work, performance, because that's storytelling. So the problem I really have with the lyrics from rap music throughout our country and right here in Fulton County is we don't do that with other types of entertainment or artistry. And that's really my problem, because to me, rap music has been birthed by the struggle of the inner city, poverty-stricken, oftentimes people of color. And why are we targeting that group rather than a writer who talks about a killing or drug dealing? Or how about the white songwriters?
Why does rap music oftentimes feel like it's on trial as a genre?
It seems like it's racist to me. Because otherwise, I have no idea. I don't know why other forms of violent lyrics in country music or in rock and roll, they don't seem to get this type of attention.
Where do the lines blur when it comes to lived reality and that storytelling that we speak of? Because that's something that's also argued is like, okay, is this someone's personal diary, or is this them telling a story from a lens that they're storytelling through?
Unless there's direct evidence or circumstantial evidence that's credible and that's competent in a courtroom, this is storytelling. Otherwise, if you look at it the other way, it's going to have a chilling effect on creativity.
When you got the call to represent Young Thug, as an attorney, what was going through your mind at that?
To kind of piggyback off of what he was saying, First Amendment right is the freedom of speech. You know, I'm not sure exactly what amendment it is of freedom of press, but I can definitely look that up to get an answer to it. So being able to talk about something you've seen, to be able to write about it, is all within manners that have been protected behind the Constitution and the amendments that have been amended into the Constitution. So whenever it's being scrutinized, somebody just saying something, not necessarily having any evidence towards it or anything like that, but just saying it, and then a case be drawn behind what's being said, you know, played by the words, you know, the words pretty much having the effect of they're now trying to look into certain situations that had to do similar to what he mentioned to see if he did what he mentioned. Now, it seems like, you know, what he's pretty much saying is there's a good amount of targeting going on because, you know, it could be a rock and roll person say he gonna do something real crazy. They don't really look at it. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, most of those folks are not going to be just participating in it. You know, we understand that the street life is probably going to have a big effect in rap music and, you know, vice versa. But it isn't like they're using rock lyrics to indict somebody because they feel like they doing something or maybe breaking the law in some way. You know, they're only kind of picking and choosing the Young Thug situation. We finna keep going though.
At time.
And I'm concerned with a human being who's wrongly charged. And I've had the pleasure of defending Mr. Williams for approximately a decade, maybe a little more. So to me, I know his family. I've defended him in courtrooms multiple times. I knew right away that he's been targeted for 10 years by the prosecution. So my feeling was exactly what I said, that this is a wrong prosecution and I will defend him.
What do you feel like he's being targeted, or he has been targeted for a decade?
Every time it's a bad stop by the police officer. It's a unlawful search warrant. It is some charges that there were multiple people there and he had nothing to do with it. So how many times do you have to be wrongly prosecuted till you realize that he's being wrongly targeted?
How hopeful is he right now?
Before we get to how hopeful he is, picture though, you saying some lyrics in the song, your song go hard. It starts streaming on the charts, on the billboards. And then you get pulled over. When you get pulled over, they looking for the same stuff you mentioned in your song. I'm not saying that did happen, but picture that kind of happening. You know, and as an attorney, you know, his perspective might be, dang, I done had to get him out of this situation, that situation. And some of these situations definitely been unlawful. It's probably been cases we done had to dismiss. You know, this, that, and the third. Charges we had to dismiss. You know, all types of stuff. So, you know, his perspective of this probably is, you know, they might be doing some unlawful searches and seizures, unlawful searches, you know, unlawful detainings, things like that. So from his perspective, he might be seeing it like correctly. You know, we never know, because sometimes the lawyer's job is to just get the dude off and just kind of say good things about him, even if they don't really know him that well. But in this case, he might be right about having to defend him in prior situations.
Conversations, you know, we did hear the video that he made to his fans during a concert, where he directly talked to his fans. But how is he doing right now with everything that he's going through?
He's an amazing person who comes from hunger and poverty and lack of opportunity. He's extremely strong, and he's getting stronger every day now.
The indictment received new charges recently. Is that new evidence that came about? You know, where did the 6 new counts come from?
On the day of Mr. Williams' arrest, which is going to be Monday, May 9, 2022, law enforcement officers execute a search warrant on the home that he stays in. He stays in many homes. And in that home, allegedly, there was marijuana found, codeine found, and guns. One gun, a supposed machine gun. That's the allegations. There were several people. I don't remember the exact number, 8, 10, 12 people in the home at that time. There's multiple people in and out of the house other than Mr. Williams. So what law enforcement officers did was they then charged Mr. Williams with these additional crimes. As you said, the indictment was already out, and now the prosecutor just added those charges to this indictment.
And with the charges that are listed, which are, you know, very serious, you're saying your client is completely innocent.
Mr. Williams is wrongly charged on every single count. I think that a person like Jeffrey Williams is a hero, not a criminal. And January 2023, all of that will be told.
Now, I respect him saying that. You know, definitely respect him saying that, but he's an attorney. He, of course, he's going to say that. He's paid to say that. And, of course, as long as the Young Thug's paying him nicely, gracefully, he going to keep giving, you know, the prosecution good word about his character, trying to just make sure and trying to actually paint him in a better light. You know, especially since you gonna kind of threw him under the bus, saying YSL was a street gang. You know, that probably, you know, might unfold later on, but as a piece of information, a piece of, you know, evidence that we do have to the situation, it seems that, you know, it might, you know, it might have some effect to it. You know, even Gunna might taking that charge might have possibly helped Young Thug in a way where he would, like, where he took a charge that was smaller, but that kind of took the majority of heat of what they really had evidence-wise off of YSL. So Gunna might be under pressure right now because he, you know, he told, but, You know, he might have low-key had the plan to tell, because he knew that this was probably the more important information, and the way that they were going to fight it was Gunna saying what he say, getting out, making the money, doing his thing. And they beat this by getting the evidence thrown out. And just keep on beating it, like, slowly. But he definitely says it's going to take a year for this situation to pan out. And we're going to hear about it on the 1st of next year. I'll probably play it a little longer just because so we can listen to it. And then probably go cut it short after this.
You give us examples of his community service and commitment to his community.
He's done multiple concerts. He donates every single penny to the inner city. He has come to relief of cities and communities that have been devastated by whatever it is, violence or some sort of flooding or whatever. He'll put on a concert and donate all the money to those communities. He has brought into communities open house. Just go to the store. They will give you all of your food and your clothing and the children's back to school needs. He's come into communities with hundreds of pairs of shoes. Just show up and then find the shoes that fit you. He has given jobs to people only in the inner communities. He'll only hire from the inner communities in his studios or his rap label. He has promoted and hired and signed artists only from the inner cities to do rap. And he has gone to children and not only sponsored the cheerleading and the football team and the basketball team and the baseball team, but he goes and explains to them, don't be a rapper. Go to school and go get a degree and be a professional. And he tells everyone that. There's this young man named... Hold on.
Before we get into the story. Truth be told, though, I ain't gonna lie. The lawyer don't want to tell the sequence of events kind of in that way, the way he's telling them right now. Like, I get he's saying it for the interview. He giving them a good name, good press run. You know, he probably making a little bit of money off of this on the side. Doing interviews, giving his little piece. But in my opinion, personally, you don't want to say he's giving jobs, people in the inner city. Because, you know, it could be looked at in a good light, like, okay, he's giving jobs to the less people who might be less fortunate, you know, in a less socioeconomic standpoint. But who is he employing? It might make him dig a little deeper. Like, who is he employing? Is he employing, like, street guys, you know, putting them under the banner of YSL, you know, donating back to his community because he feels like he does something bad on the front end. So if he does some good on the back end, he seems like Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? So it might not be good to say them sequence of events, you know, over and over, because if the judge kind of ponders it, it might sound like what he think it sounded like. You know what I'm saying? Or the jury. But I definitely believe that in this case, man, you know, Young Thug definitely needs to talk to his lawyer, you know, definitely try to see the evidence against him, you know, and try to fight the situation to see, you know, until he could possibly be free. Now, if he has nothing against him, he can be a free man. He just has to definitely know he has to keep his nose clean afterwards. But, you know, if they catch him, they definitely trying to nail him. So it's one of them situations where we're going to definitely have to, like, you know, keep on watching as it goes. But y'all definitely let me know how y'all feel about the situation, man. TP in the place to be, man. Go ahead and hit the like button, man. Go ahead and subscribe if it's your first time, you know, watching my videos. Or even if you're just a returning viewer, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Quit playing. And until next time, man, y'all stay out the way. Y'all take care. And I'm going to get at y'all on the next one, man.